Welcome to my maritime and nautical music program. I'd like to start off this evening with the Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And there's a tragic tale about the Edmund Fitzgerald who was an iron ore carrier, and she went down with all hands on the Great Lakes in America.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November, remember. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
The next track I've chosen is the Royal Navy's anthem, and it's Hearts of Oak. And this was originally written in 1760 and was part of an opera that was performed in the Theatre Royal in Drury Lane. It was written by David Garrick and performed by Thomas Champney. And it reflects that the fact in those days the Navy was made of wooden ships, and the heart of oak was the oak trees that were grown to actually make the ships. So the Navy's anthem, Hearts of Oak. In this next song, we venture under the water rather than on top of it. And, of course, it's the Beatles' Yellow Submarine, written by Paul McCartney, but actually sung by good old Ringo. Now, halfway through the song, you hear them say, "Full ahead, Mr. Perkins." And I think it said Mr. Perkins. It's not that clear. But all my friends used to rib me as being the captain of the ship, the Yellow Submarine.
In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed to sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines. So we sailed on to the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in our yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. And our friends are all aboard, many more of them live next door, and the As we live a life of ease, every one of us has all we need. Sky of blue and sea of green in our yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine.
Well, I thought we'd have a bit of Caribbean calypso in the next song, and it's a song that was sung by Sam Wright in the film The Little Mermaid, and it's called Under the Sea.
Sebastian, if you had just seen it up there. The ship rode on the wind, and they filled the sky with fire.
Okay, listen to me. The human world is a mess. Life under the sea is better than anything they got going on up there. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things surround you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better, don't worry, it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day, out in the sun they slave away, while we devoting full time to floating under the sea. Down here all the fish is happy, as off through the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy, they sad cause they in the bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky, they in for a worse of fate. One day when the boss get hungry, guess who gon' be on the plate? Oh no! Under the sea, under the sea. Nobody beat us, fry us and eat us in fricassee. We what the land folks love to cook. Under the sea, we off the hook. We got no troubles, life is the bubbles under the sea. Hey, under the sea. Yes, child, it's like the sweet here. We got to meet here naturally. Even the sturgeon and the ray, they get the urge and start to play. We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea. Watch this. The newt play the flute, the harp play the harp, the bass play the bass, and they sounding sharp. The bass play the brass, the drum play the drum. The flute is the Duke of Soul. At the rate he can play the links on the strings. The trout rock and out the blackfish. They sing the smelt and the spread. They know where it's at, and all that blowfish blow. Each little slug here, cut in a rug here under the sea.
Still saying Under the Sea, we now go to a TV series that started in 1964 and was originally produced by Jerry Anderson of the Thunderbird fame. And before Thunder, I think it was before Thunders or about the same time, there was a series called Stingray, and it was about a fantastic submarine that could fly and do all sorts of things. And the very moving music to start off with, there's a voiceover that says, anything can happen in the next half hour. And as a youngster, I remember being very impressed with this, that we're going to wait and see what did happen in the next half hour. I suppose it's a bit like this program in many ways, but it's the theme music from Stingray.
Stand by for action. We are about to launch Stingray. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
If you've been a scout or a guide, you've probably sung this song. And it was actually written by Lionel Bart, the famous composer. And it was organised by Ralph Reeder as the 1932 gang show. And in the audience, you'd always have doting parents and grannies and granddads looking proudly at their young offspring, performing, riding along on the crest of a wave. No program that is playing maritime music or music connected with the sea or nautical music would be complete without including the anthem for the RNLI, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. And this next song was written by Phil Coulter, and he and Liam Clancy of the Clancy Brothers performed it. And it is a story of a successful rescue on a very wild night. And it was written by Phil after the tragic loss of his brother in a windsurfing accident in 1984 in Loch Swilly. That is what triggered the song being written. But I am always in awe of our fine crew members of the RNLI, the volunteer crew that put their lives on the line at a moment's notice to save other people. And the number of lives that they saved over the years is quite phenomenal. So the RNLI anthem, Home from the Sea.
On a cold winter's night, with a storm at its height, a lifeboat answered the call. They pitched and they tossed till we thought they were lost as we watched from the harbour wall.
Though the night was pitch black, there was no turning back, for someone was waiting out there. But each volunteer had to live with his fear as they joined in a silent prayer. Carry us home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. And carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea. As they battled their way past the mouth of the bay, it was blowing like never before. As they gallantly fought, every one of them thought of loved ones back on the shore. Then a flicker of light, and they knew they were right. There she was, on the crest of a wave. She's an old fishing boat, and she's barely afloat. Please God, there are souls we can save and carry them home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. Carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea. And back in the town, in a street that runs down to the sea and the harbour wall, they had gathered in pairs at the foot of the stairs to wait for the radio call. And just before dawn, when all hope was gone, came a hush and a faraway sound. 'Twas the coxswain, he roared, all survivors on board, thank God, and we're homeward bound to carry them home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. Carry them safely home from the sea. Home, home, home from the sea. Angels of mercy, answer our plea. And carry them home, home, home from the sea. Carry them safely home from the sea.
This is the last track in today's program. It was written by Eric Coates, looking out over the sea from Bognor Regis. Now, when I went to Bognor Regis and looked out over the sea, I couldn't possibly imagine how he got the name for the song. And you probably know it better as the theme tune for Desert Island Discs. The song is called By the Sleepy Lagoon. So next time you go to Bognor, have a look and see if you can find that Sleepy Lagoon. Well, that's it. We've come to the end of the Maritime, Nautical and Music Connected with the Sea programme. I hope you've enjoyed my selection of music and seen where I've been coming from. Some of it's pretty straightforward, some of it's ancient music, and some of it's pretty zany and off the wall, but I hope you've enjoyed the programme. You can listen to it again if you've only just joined us on the podcast that Manx Radio will be storing in its archives. And it's Martyn Perkins signing off now, wishing you fair winds and safe sailing. Goodbye.